Righto, today we're just having a look at the Midland 8001 XT. Now, I've had a few of these through. I've got one that I've sent back to Germany right now, and you probably saw my PayPal video. Actually, no, it was a PayPal Facebook. We haven't put the video up yet. We've got quite a video coming on that one about how to combat a PayPal fraud. Probably more of an eBay fraud, but anyway. But this is not a eBay fraud. This is from Rob Marshall, VK2 OMG. That's right, you got it. Oh my God. Good mate of mine for many, many years. And when you buy something from Rob, there's a very good chance you're probably going to get something very nice. In this case, I've had this for months here. Rob will tell you this. This is typical me. I've been sitting in this box over here, the Midland 8001 XT box. And it's taken me a couple of months to... I've got a couple from Rob. I haven't even got to the other one yet, but this is the first one that I've had a chance to get to. And there are two designs we've found out. Now, a lot of you guys know Jeff Folwell quite well, and Jeff's a good mate of mine, and Jeff's recently got his call as well, so hey, excellent. Fantastic, mate. Really impressed by that, and good to have you up on the handbands. But the thing we found, Jeff had a model that just to a large extent looks pretty much like you're looking at here, and I had one that was the same. The one I had massive faults with it that had been sent to me from a guy called Stotzka in Germany, and you can have a look on our Facebook page or wait for the YouTube video. We're just about finished on the PayPal case, another couple of days to go, and but there. I actually had a phone call from PayPal. Now, if anybody's ever had a PayPal phone call, well, it's like a papal. I said, it's like getting a papal phone call, like from the Pope. But a PayPal phone call, you're very lucky because I've never had one before. But anyway, it was just to give me an update and that they're aware of the fraud and what's happened. They're just dotting the I's, crossing the T's and getting things sorted out. They do give him an extra 3 days just to come good, even though he's had 6 months so far. But anyway, we'll hear back from them and we'll produce that video soon. But this one works. Now, the one we had before and the one that Jeff had were two very independent chassis internally. Same model number, but very different inside. So there are two very distinct versions of this, of which I haven't had time to really get into exactly why that is, or just 100% what they were thinking at the time. It doesn't really matter. We're here today to talk about a couple of things. Number one, with this radio today, I'm needing to use my experimental license, which is actually called a scientific license now. And there's a really simple fact for that. And let me just explain. The scientific license allows us to, with radios of historic content, etc., we can put them into a analyzer like this, dummy load, etc., and we can certainly have a bit of a play. Hang on, I've just sort of sorry, I got a bit lucky there. Phone call came through, but it hasn't actually killed my video. I had to pause, and Lou, I can see you calling. I'll give you a call back after I finish this video. VK3 LEW, good mate of mine. Anyway, sometimes it stops the video, and I'm and actually I might just pause for a second and turn off my cellular. Hang on. Okay, so that's smarter because what it does is just stops people phoning through and breaking the video. A little bit of a trick for new players. Then anyway, back onto the radio. Okay, so Rob was nice enough to also send me, I don't know what this is, something. Installation, but more importantly, look, this is really what people are normally looking for, is the booklet and typical Rob VK2 OMG style. It is all like brand new. There is something wrong with Rob in his brain. If you ever get to go to Rob's shack, don't worry about looking at his don't ever worry about looking at his Radio Shack, like his benches and stuff. They'll be as clean and they'll be lovely. Go to the cupboards. Definitely go to the cupboards. You want to check the cupboards because in those cupboards are some gems, and even I don't get access to those cupboards very often. He really does have some very nice stuff, and this is no sort of slouch. Okay, so the reason we're using the experimental license today, and on dummy load, geez, sorry, I should be using my little stand actually for this, which I'm still have not had enough time to get into. The reason here is because of the band switching. All looks fine right there to there. Then suddenly, of course, this is where the problem comes in. All right, so just to be very clear, if you're using one of these on down here, you're going to have some problems. There are changes coming to the Act. Don't get me wrong. At the moment, this can be, shown to you, and if you were caught using this on 27 megs, you're going to be as much trouble as with the Act right now as the changes that are coming. But the changes that are coming, I'm not going to speak to them because we'll wait till they come out. But I've got a feeling they're going to tighten some things up more in regards to radios, whether they're legal or illegal to use on various frequencies. So just be aware. Now, can I use this on 28490? Well, under the current legislation, yes, I think I could. It would be smart of me to try and, if I wanted to be squeaky clean, try and disable transmit on all these other sections. But here's the problem. 27140 on dummy load, 123, I'm on FM at the moment. I'm generating 28.5 watts of FM on 28140, excuse me, and simply illegal. Just unfortunately no way of getting around it. And I know some of you have written me comments to say, how dare you tell me how to operate my station, or you don't know the law. You're right, I don't operate your station and I don't know the law, but I'm just saying, I'm going to choose to not put this onto an antenna on 27 megs. Now, whether I choose to put it on 28490, that's a discussion between myself and ACMA, of course. As to that would come down to almost a gentleman's agreement. Am I doing the right thing with it? Now, as people know, I've got 2 million other radios here to use on 28490. So, look, this one will go on our display, and it's there for that reason. So let me be very clear. No, it probably won't even get transmitted on. It probably won't get used. It might get lit up under dummy load circumstances sometimes to show people, what they are, and that's lovely. But that's my take on the current legislation. So please don't beat me up. I didn't write it, but there are some things that I would suggest off video that you not be doing at the moment. There's some things I'm seeing on YouTube, Facebook, blah, 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 and I'm thinking, are you mental? But okay, everyone has a choice to do whatever they want to do. So let's have a look at it, get on to the more interesting stuff. I need to speed this up a bit because I've raved on so much about the legality of the radio. So we had about 28 watts on sideband, on FM, 1, 2, hello. Okay, so let's call it 25, good 25 watts on sideband. AM, I know they do drop their power back on AM, because I just saw that before. About 7 or 8 watts on AM, so not bad, and that's really fine. Probably before we go to the receiver, let's just go through what they actually function with here. So volume squelch, pretty easy. You've got mic gain and RF gain, very simple. SWR calibration, so you can actually run your SWR meter function off over here on switch number whichever, that one. And you can adjust your RF power down to, let's go to FM again, let's see how far down that takes that power. Well, they didn't take it down, did it? Hang on. That's because I adjusted the wrong control. I was just going to say, I reckon it's the nut behind the steering wheel. It goes down about just under 3 watts. And yes, I was moving the SWR cal. Actually, I probably would have liked the power being on the front and the calibration. I think I'd use the power function more, but I don't know. Okay, as we saw before, yes, band selection on the little unit here. I'm trying to get my hands out the way. I should have put Rob's bracket on. He gave me the bracket with the thing. It's like, it would take me 2 seconds to put it on. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Okay, so band selection, basically 30 megs down to 25 megs. Now, look, we legally can do this. Let's just see how broadband that is. We had about 30 something watts before, 29 watts. So that is actually quite broadband. You know what? Let me just put in 25 190. Oh yeah, geez, I'll be right. It's gonna be one of those days. 190. and 0 again. All right, so we're on the frequency there. What I'm interested in is, well, we know we're going to hear something there. So 1 2 1 2 1 2. Well, we just heard nothing. What was that? 25 190, 25 190. Oh, the frequency's right. Why did we hear nothing? Maybe I'm going mental. 1 2 1 2 1 2. Well, that's really curious. 1 2 1 2. I'll tell you why. Because it's on 25 790. I was going to say something's not right here, and because I was looking so high up on the display up here, I didn't quite. So let's try again. 25 620. My goodness. See what happens when you get old and decrepit and stupid. Righto. So let's try that again. 1 2 1 2 1 2, and it's still getting us 29 watts. So yep, that's sounding quite good on FM. 1 2 3 4 5. Okay, now let's have a look here. SRF, yep, and the SWR 1-to-1 with the dummy load. I was just checking. Okay, so look, it's pretty broadband. So where it goes with all these bands here, it can get there. I suppose what we're interested in as well. I wasn't going to do a receiver check just yet, but I mean, a lot of these things, you know, they say they go. They say they go there. So let's find out if they really do. Let's put about, oh boy, 0.1 of a microvolt, so minus 123 dBm. It's receiving beautifully there. I've got no reason to believe that if I take that up, sorry, you're just hearing coming off the analyzer a bit there too, I think. 28.770 will do. Let's go turn that off for a minute. Sorry, and we need to turn the volume of that one down a bit too. What did we say? 28.770. So let's go have a look at 28.770. Put a signal in again. Equally as broadbanded across to 28 megs. So this is really covering quite a bit of area on receive very well. All right. And actually that just doubles up and allows us to say that we're very happy with the receiver. Actually, extremely happy. That's a really good receiver. These things have a couple other features. Let me just bring the volume up here. Now this will not impress the average amateur radio operator, but let's do it anyway. Okay. Beep. Roger beep. All right, now let's frustrate people a bit more. Here we go. 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. Where's the echo supposed to be? It must be an echo control somewhere. 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. No, that's just me talking fast. 1, 2. All right, so that button there is supposed to be echo, but maybe it doesn't work on FM. I don't know. We're going to find out. Let's just go over to sideband for a minute. 1 2 1 2 1 1 1 1 1. Well, the Roger beat works. I'll take the Roger beat off for a minute. 1 2 3 4 5 1 2 1 1 1 1 1 1. Well, I have no idea how to make the echo work. Button definitely says echo. I think it's called read the manual. And the answer to the question is that the echo board is optional. When I had a look through, when I finally found the English part of the manual, if you're multilingual, you love that manual. Finding the English bit was fun. But okay, so the echo is optional. So is there any major loss by not having echo? I don't think so. I think you'll be fine. Anyway, it was just a bit of a laugh. But it does have the Roger beep. Hours of fun, absolutely. Now the modulator off and on 1 2 1 2. Oh, hang on. Where am I on SWR? I am too. All right, try that again. 1 2 1 2. No, I've still got it wrong because I'm in there. Come on, SRF. Maybe the S is there. 1 2 1 2. No, jeez, going well there. 1 2 1 2. No, still can't get a meter function. Hang on. Had to refer to the manual again. Okay, in the mod position, it's supposed to become a modulation meter. 1 2 1 2 1 2. It's not actually working, so I'm not sure 100% what's going on there. But for a $500 radio, the modulation should work. Anyway, that's just the 1 2 3 4 5 1 2. Yeah. So for some insane reason, the modulation does not trigger 1 2. Now there could be a really good reason for that. The more I'm thinking about it, some of the old Cobras did the same thing. What they used the modulation meter for was just an AM only. Now I bet you, I don't know, we'll see. 1 2, yeah, okay, 1 2 1 2. So nothing faulty about it. 1 2 1 2, but they will not work in sideband 1 2 or FM. So it's really deceiving. They don't say this in the manual. 1 2 1 2 1 2. Yep. Okay, so this was a very American feature. This, let's just have a modulation meter for AM. I've got to be honest, if it hadn't have worked, I wouldn't have cared, because it's the most useless meter, with useless information. It really is. So, okay, so we've worked out what some of these switches do. We went band, we've got AM, FM. Oh, the other reason why this would not be allowed on CB radio, obviously FM, just a point of note there. If you've got a radio that's got, even if it's just a strict 40 channels, if it's got FM in it, unfortunately, no, it won't be type approved here in Australia, so just be aware. Okay, so channel really not going to be useful for someone that's an amateur radio operator like me. Don't get me wrong, if I go back to, I'm not sure, hang on. Right, so if I go to, sorry about my hand, and so as a more of an example, if I was to take that around to the 5 and then come up 10 kcs, so that should probably read channel 35. Okay, so if someone was going to use this on CB, I see where they're going with that. Personally, I don't know why they have the channel button. I know I don't use it as a ham radio operator, but seriously, most people can read frequency pretty well. All right, well, excuse me. I'm pretty happy that this here is actually a really good example. Oh, and just to clarify, nothing faulty with the mod. Sorry, I made a statement before that possibly faulty, but no. But these radios, just on the negatives, when they do get a fault, they're nasty. Jeff and I have been through it, Jeff Folwell and myself, and we put some real serious time. There's not too many radios like this that beat us, and I got it going, but geez, as I said to Jeff, look, for the money you've paid for this thing, look, mate, I think really if there's an offer to hand it back, maybe that's the way to go, because we just couldn't get it to be anything close to what this is performing at. And I'm talking, 4 to 6 watts of transmit. We replaced so much. There was an area in the pre-drive that was doing something very strange, all surface mount, absolute pain. I haven't pulled the covers on this, and I probably won't to tell you which version it is. I'm curious, but I'm not that curious. I sort of love it when they're just working. All right, well, that's the Midland, even they call it a CB transceiver. To be honest, I think it's more of a 10 metre, looking by the receive, I think it's a great 10 metre radio. I loved it. I just, the more we've just been playing around with it, lovely green display, no echo board, so I can't offend anybody. Roger beep that probably never be turned on, but by the same token, as I said, this one is more for a display model for us, regardless. So good radio, nice one to have in the collection. A lot of you that watch the channel here are a little bit like me, love collecting different radios, and this one definitely comes in the category as the Midland 8001 XT as being different and nicely different. If you're trying to source one, obviously Maxim Stotzka out of Germany, he will have one for sale. That'll be as faulty as faulty. Stay away from that one. Normally the UK, you'll find one out of the UK, maybe not as nice as what Rob sent me here. This is probably the nicest one that I've considered buying. And the moment Rob had it up for sale, you probably saw on Facebook, it lasted about 2 seconds because I said, yep. No, I think the first thing was, can you do me a better deal? And he said, nah. And I said, oh, send it to me anyway. You got to try. You got to try. But you know what? To be honest, when Rob sells something, he's got a few things up for sale at the moment. It will be mint. So pay the money. Because generally you're buying something like new, like this is here. So just as a clarification, I make a lot of fun of Rob because we've been brothers for years, and I tell you, he's just good fun, and he has a good sense of humour, thank Christ. Okay, 73s from VK3 Charlie Mike. Remember guys, I've got to say this, not for use on CB radio. Certainly talk to ACMA about use on 28, 490, etc., and see what they say. All the best. Please subscribe, hit the bell, all that sort of stuff. Thanks for watching. Cheers.